Hello. Uh, yeah, we're back. A day later than I'd initially expected, but yeah, them's the breaks. So last time, Megatron had captured the what was it, the Omega Key, except it turned out to not be the actual Omega Key, but a device that activated the Omega Key, and then we saw a big robot turn on. So we'll see how that goes. So again. So we're up to Death of Hope, Chapter 4. Death of Hope. Zeta Prime has been captured, and Iacon inches closer to falling. But the last Guardian, Omega Supreme, has awoken. Megatron must find a way to defeat him if he wishes to reach the planet's core. So yeah. So we got Megatron, Soundwave, and Breakdown. Okay. I guess I'll stick with who I know, because I like Siphon Health as an ability. So yeah, let's stick with Megatron.
Zeta Prime is conquered, but the device Megatron believed to be the Omega Key simply activated the key, Omega Supreme. Megatron quickly discovers he can use the device to track Omega Supreme and races above the skies of Iacon in pursuit of his quarry.
Maintain this heading. The device shows the Omega Key is directly ahead.
I thought Zeta said it was gonna come to us.
We are being intercepted.
It's coming right at us!
Stay your course!
We're gonna die!
Turn around and... Where did it go?
He's gone! What is this guy? You think he knows about the Omega Key?
No breakdown. He is the Omega Key.
Identity, Omega Supreme. Enemy status, terminated.
There's
What
a
are we
big
gonna do
robot.
now, Megatron?
Silence! This merely modifies my plan. If Omega Supreme is the key, then I shall force him to open the planet's core.
How many times must I start a level in a crashed ship?
Ship across the bridge. They appear to be scanning for survivors.
Come in, Megatron! This is Starscream. Do you read me?
Starscream, I am 7 clicks north of your position.
Megatron! I watched you crash and burn!
Enough! Meet us at the bridge.
Yeah, so so this is supposed to be Icon like the last level, but instead of the more cathedral-y fancy location, it looks like we're between like skyscrapers with like signs and stuff. Very Coruscant-y, honestly. Wonder what that means. Anyway, it's a different looking level, is my point.
Identification, Decepticons, action, terminate. Our weapons are ineffective.
We can't fight this thing! We've gotta get out of here!
Stand your ground, Decepticons.
Oh.
Destroy the bridge supports.
Okay. I thought there was one of those like runaway things.
That did it all right! But there goes your Omega Key!
We can salvage the wreckage for what we need.
Done. Acquired. Mission, destroy.
Fall back! Inside! Quickly!
Okay, now let's run away.
suggestion. Use Dark Energon to open the door.
An excellent idea, Sal.
Yeah, I could have figured that out myself if you just give me the interaction.
Now what? How are we gonna beat this guy, Megatron?
During our approach to the sector, my scanners detected iron cannons at the top of the chasm wall.
I see. We'll lure Omega Supreme up there and use the Autobot guns against him.
I don't like it. It's too quiet. Why the ceasefire?
Oh. I feel like I'm being slow today. Jeez, how much do you need?
Decepticons ahead!
Megatron, I'm receiving a Decepticon transmission.
To all Decepticons who fight for the glory of Cybertron, Megatron has fallen. I, Starscream, have taken my rightful place as your leader.
He's finally discovered his favorite hobby.
Still function.
Hobby.
A fact you shall regret when I choke the life out of you. Now, I order you to deploy ships for immediate evacuation.
Starscream cannot hear you, Megatron. All communication.
I didn't know Megatron knew the word evacuation.
Let's head for that lift before that idiot Starscream causes irreparable harm.
Send the chasm wall. So we think of this as a chasm, as like an opening in the ground, as opposed to a like alleyway with like it's got signs and stuff. Ooh, wow.
Here he comes!
Keep moving, Decepticons. We need to reach that lift.
They always give me the big gun and then expect me to drop it immediately. I want to be able to use it on some guys.
This lift will provide passage to the surface when activated.
What's wrong with this thing? Why can't we get it to move?
The elevator is locked down.
A simple solution then. Break the locks.
God, you guys suck.
Starscream, come in. This is Megatron.
There is too much interference. We must move higher to relay your signal.
Can this feeble Autobot mechanism not move any faster?
Oh, big. Ooh.
It appears we've
Big
lost that dull-witted brute Omega Supreme. Not that he stood a chance against my intellect.
Megatron?
What? What? Target reacquired. Weapons engaging.
Wow, he looks really angry.
See, this part of the game is really good. Of like,
Decepticon leader.
establishing the big threat.
Complete termination. You think you can destroy me, Omega Supreme? You think you can destroy Megatron? Do your worst.
We're still alive? We're still alive! What happened?
Open fire on the emergency locks! Destroy them!
It just keeps happening, huh?
Megatron, all due respect, but are you crazy? If we go out there, he'll melt us into scrap!
Would you rather face his wrath or mine? Now jump!
Ah. Okay. They do not give... So, as usual, I finally get the big gun. And then they give me no way to actually use it. And then I have to get rid of it because I need to use my boosters.
Rather face his wrath or mine?
Oh well.
Now jump!
Jump, jump. I can't double jump with the big gun, and I need it in this section. So again, I don't get to use it on actual enemies, sadly. Oh.
Megatron, you're still functional! Thank Christ!
Decepticons located.
Yeah, I never liked that guy anyway.
He's trying to grab us!
Stop whining and start shooting straight down.
Omega Supreme's right on our tails! There's gotta be some way to shake him!
Move back inside. Perhaps we can avoid Omega's tracking systems.
Fortified Autobot position located straight ahead. Jamming Autobot scanners now. Our approach should be undetected.
Yeah, so there's the whole thing about the Autobots. Is like, they're not a new thing, I guess, because Zeta called his room Autobot machinery, and Omega just is an ancient being of some kind who's just been activated, but he knows what the Autobot
They want
fortifications are.
painful death.
So I guess Autobot has some meaning as opposed to just existing to oppose the Decepticons. But I'm not entirely sure in this context.
Autobot boost incoming! Feeling good and looking better.
Yep. Oh wow, flyers. Can't get past him. Reload, you ready? A little faster. Oh dear. Oh, no, wrong button. I always press the wrong button for that.
Let's rock and roll. Excellent work, Soundwave. Now unlock the exit door.
Oh, we actually get Soundwave to do a thing instead this time.
Don't know when to quit, do they?
Smash through them.
Good luck, guys. Is this open? I guess I gotta... Fine, I'll save everyone. Man, these guys take a bit. Now can we please go? Oh, that's fine. Need to wait for the interactability to activate.
Megatron, the Autobot security systems are counting the effects of blood damage.
A futile gesture.
Watch out! Omega's mining the road ahead!
Sometimes it can be a little unclear when we're supposed to be driving versus running, but I guess calling it a road helps. Oop.
Did you see me back there? Omega couldn't touch me!
Megatron, scanners indicate a bridge nearby. Crossing there will give us access to a second elevator.
Another elevator? I don't know. The last one didn't work
Elevators.
out so well.
Do not test me, Breakdown. My patience is at a critical low.
I like the battle pistol. I feel like I got all my ranting about Transformers 1 and stuff out last time, so I don't have as much to really say. It's just like, this is a big level where there's a big guy who's running around and you have to run away from him. And I guess he launches other guys. Wow.
Pinned down!
Starscream, do you read me?
Megatron, you're alive?
Spare me your theatrics. I need immediate air support. Attack Omega Supreme. New targets acquired.
Sometimes I feel like they're too wiggly. Like, I get the idea of all the shifting parts and stuff, but then Omega just, like, shakes too many parts of his all the time that it becomes difficult to really see him as...
Target the repair sentries, or we'll never destroy these Autobots.
see him as any kind of solid, construction. Oh dear. I thought I had more health.
Are healing the enemy units.
That was a bad idea.
bridge nearby. Crossing there will give us access to a second elevator.
Another elevator?
Let's see how this one works.
The last one didn't work out.
Yeah. Starscream, blah, blah, blah. Oh, cool.
This is a true instrument of destruction. Target the repair sentries, or we'll never destroy these Autobots.
Ah, shouldn't work.
Scanners
Oh, dear.
indicate a bridge nearby. Crossing there will give us access to a second elevator.
Another elevator? I don't know. The last one didn't work out so well.
Do not test me, Breakdown. My patience is at a critical low. I want results.
Ah, let's get out of the way, Breakdown.
My patience wears even thinner than my energy levels. All shall fall before Megatron.
Skillful shooting!
Need better guns. Or a big cannon of some kind. Aha!
Firing grenade.
No cannon. Oh, health there. And one of these things that does nothing for me, whatever. Thank you. How did you dodge that first run out there?
Move quickly. The bridge terminal is just ahead.
Bridge terminal? How do you know where everything is?
He's getting ahead of us! Omega found us again! We can't go that way! What do we do now?
Blocking alternate route now.
Let's get off this road and out of the open.
Oh yeah, they probably have
We'll
GPS.
find another way.
Dead end! Megatron, we're trapped!
Soundwave, you led us to this place. What is your explanation?
Scans reveal poor structural integrity. Megatron. These are Iacon power maintenance tunnels. Moving through them will lead to the bridge terminal.
can't tell. I think it's more the heat or something.
Skillful shooting.
See, this environment I like. I get the feeling that this is a place of something. Even if it's nothing particularly fancy, it feels like it could be something. No ray? No, I'm good.
I'm the fastest thing on 4 wheels.
Yeah, I don't get the sense that Megatron has a plan here. He's just kind of running and gunning. Which I guess makes sense for a big boss level.
Sentries above us.
Make it more of a threat by really putting him on the back foot compared to the rest of the game so far where he's been on the offensive.
Caution. Any contact with the energy beams will cause severe systems damage.
You want us to go through that power conduit? No way! The energon flow is off the charts. We'll be fried.
Get moving, Breakdown. Shall fall before Megatron.
Yeah. So, yeah. Every other game, especially sci-fi games, has this mechanic of you have to go through the laser tunnel and don't get hit by the laser.
Move out of the tube or you'll get fried.
It's very common. I think the last big game I played with it was Jedi Survivor.
Bridge is just ahead. It may be
I don't remember it being an outlaw.
the tube while
Or
accessing the bridge controls.
was it?
I don't like it,
Star
Megatron.
Wars
It's too
out.
quiet.
And yet still preferable
Under-
to your incessant chatter.
I guess
Now
Outlaw?
get to those controls.
The Ubisoft one that people didn't really care for, which I was slightly more positive on. I'm like, it was fine. But other people are like, this is garbage, trash. And I'm like, it's just forgettable kind of fluff that has some fun to it, but yeah. Mostly it's just fun to play the card game. They do an expansion of that now, I guess, so I guess I'll have to boot it up again. I never finished the last level. I'm more interested in that Zero Company they just announced, the tactical game.
Those Autobots were cloaked.
Yes, we've dealt with cloakers before. It's not a new thing, guys. I've been playing a bit of, was it? The Marvel Midnight Suns, so I'm in the mood for more fun tactical nonsense. Though, Midnight Suns uses, like, card abilities, so it might be fairly different. Nope.
More than you louts deserve.
Get rid of the health grenades. Yeah, I've been talking my way through my opinions on the environments throughout the last couple of parts, and I will say that, like, I don't know, the machinery here feels slightly more cohesive than it has in previous levels, but in a way I don't really know why. So, that's interesting. Can't say why I find it better. I just do. Come on. Maybe they're weak to headshots? I've never even been trying that, but it might actually be the explanation. I'm supposed to go for the head.
This is a true instrument of destruction.
I feel like that's a Transformers pun. Wasn't Instruments of Destruction like a famous Marvel story or something? I don't know. No, plasma cannon. Now that I've got this, they won't let me use it, I'm guessing. They'll, set up situations where I need to get rid of it.
A beautiful piece of armor for Megatron.
So that was a security system for this kind of control room thing. Okay.
We now have access to the other side.
Finally! Decepticons, move quickly. We must reach those guns.
We're going to guns, I guess. I missed that part. There are guns, presumably, that will be able to destroy Omega, or at least distract him.
There's Omega Supreme! Watch out!
I guess leave the big gun again. Zoom, zoom, zoom. This is the part I do like about this game.
Omega still out there?
Like, I say, oh, the part I do like about this game. I like this game. Like, as much as I complain about the Aligned Universe and its, take on the lore, or characterization, or themes of Transformers, this game is just a fun, shooty thing with cartoony, over-the-top characters. And that's all I really want from it. Like, it'd be nice to have a more satisfying story or whatever, or more complex, or however you want to put it. But this is, for what it is, there is nothing wrong with this game. Just as its presentation as it is.
Believe it! We made it!
I personally...
Down. Your constant whining saw us through.
See? That stuff I like.
Megatron, the second cargo element.
I don't need a lot of, like, callbacks to the 86 movie.
Perfect. We shall ascend, and Omega Supreme will follow to his destruction.
I don't need a lot of callbacks to the 86 movie. I don't need... Whatever I need, this game is fine as it is. My big problem is just what it eventually leads into in the other version, in the other, media, not...
More cloaked Autobots! Destroy them! Shoot anything that moves!
Like, my problem is not in this game, is my point. All the complaints I have about, like, the wider, the wider, Aligned Universe do not apply to this generally, other than like we'll see a bit about like Zeta, I think, in future. That bugs me just because I don't like that direction with the Matrix and the Primes. But otherwise, this is just a perfectly fine, just dumb little shooty blow-up game. And that's all it has to be. I hope I can find a way to keep that. Is there more ammo down here? Yes. I want to keep the minigun. It might be a bit slow at times, but...
A brilliant addition to my efforts.
My efforts. Boom, boop. As far as like the aesthetic goes, my biggest problem is it all kind of blends together because of how greebly everything is in a very uniform way.
Megatron, I detect numerous Decepticons.
They're not very good at making things stand out.
Meters above us. We're nearing the surface battle.
Starscream, status report.
The Autobots are counterattacking! Retreat! Decepticons, retreat!
Relay that order. Decepticons, this is Megatron. Anyone caught fleeing this battle will be marked kill on sight. Press your attack immediately.
Attack! But Megatron!
Especially you, Starscream. I order you to continue the assault. Megatron out.
Don't think I don't notice that Cybertron is metric.
Let Omega Supreme come.
Get those Decepticons out of the sky! Looks like the Autobots are still using these guns, Megatron. Our Seekers are getting shredded.
Blast the Autobots and take those guns.
So is Seeker just like their air warriors is the idea? Like the Air Force is the Seekers? Because for those of you who aren't aware, Seeker is just the fandom term originally for all the guys turn into jets, of which there are many, and all kind of have the same body type. Oh dear. So it was a very common...
This is a true instrument of destruction. All souls.
Aha.
Megatron, analysis indicates the firepower of those turrets is sufficient to damage Omega Supreme.
Why are we even here?
Speaking of Omega Supreme,
Precisely as I had planned. Decepticons, man the turrets and blast that obsolete Hulk out of the sky!
Targets reacquired. Attack commencing. Decepticons, prepare for destruction.
Oh, I should not be here is the idea I seem to be getting. I thought it was going to be you do the thing, and then it works. Oh, there's some health.
Rockets activated.
Try this one. Oh, he's got a health bar. I thought it was going to be like more of a cutscene thing.
Supreme here, or we die trying! Super weapon for one such as Megatron.
This isn't working for some reason.
Decepticons, Omega Supreme has deployed aerial bots. Shoot them down!
According to my calculations, our chances of defeating Omega Supreme are very low.
Target reacquired. Weapons engaging. Omega Supreme's main weapon batteries are charging. Prepare for evasive action.
Can I put it back?
Progress at all here? I can't tell.
Homing rockets, take cover.
Nope, he's got a shield.
Megatron, sensors indicate Autobot flyers incoming.
Oh, wow. See, I feel like I don't know what is working and what isn't. I'm not seeing his health move at all.
Omega Supreme approaches. Warning.
Yes, Harley, I know. It is a long boss battle for some reason. And I don't know if it's working or not half the time. But I'm busy. So yeah. All that. Still barely scratching. He is a toughie. Oh, god damn it. We finally do it this time. Finally. That took way longer than I thought it should, but whatever.
Omega flees like a coward. Now, let's finish the job.
Good job, Breakdown. Okay, so the last level of the Decepticon half of the campaign, the Final Guardian. Omega Supreme is not so easily dispatched. He alone stands in the way of Megatron's ultimate victory. The time has come to prove the Decepticons' true might. To glory! All hail Megatron! So yeah, final level of Decepticons. Let's go. Of course, we got Megatron, Soundwave, and Breakdown. Same as last time. Okay. This is basically just a continuation of the last level.
The great Omega Supreme is vulnerable. Megatron and his Decepticons must press their attack if they hope to overcome the Guardian of Iacon and force him to unlock the gateway to Cybertron's core.
Oof. Do any of the
Survived all that?
Omega Supreme figures have a ship that looks like that?
Open the Omega Gate. I cannot.
Megatron? I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Power cells drained. Initiate energy recovery subroutine.
Data source indicate that those batteries are the source of Omega Supreme's rejuvenation.
Scanning. Decepticon intruders. Weapons engaging.
Weapons engaging? I thought we had this guy beat!
Danger. Avoid Omega Supreme's tractor beam. Seek cover before he fully charges it.
Our weapons aren't doing anything to him!
Scans indicate that Omega Supreme's defensive barrier is not extended to his turrets. Recommend target.
Warning. Vulnerability in select subsystems.
A battery full of energon just came up out of the floor! Is that normal?
Omega Supreme appears to be using the batteries to repair his turrets.
Decepticons, we must move quickly. Use Dark Energon on the core battery.
I already got there. I'm way too fast for you, game.
Detected. System corruption. Action. Release counter-virus.
The corruption's hurting him!
The great
I need one of the
Omega
guns.
Supreme is vulnerable at last. Decepticons, attack! Systems recalibrated. Situation suboptimal.
Hey, look! There's another battery!
What are you waiting for? Use the Dark Energon on it!
Can't hit with this guy.
Detected. System corruption. Action. Release counter virus.
This is great! The Dark Energon is breaking down his armor!
Now, while the Dark Energon has corrupted Omega Supreme systems, open fire! Damage critical. Iacon threatened. Battle unfinished.
Ah! He's regenerating again! We gotta stop him!
I'm quick. Come on.
Detected. System corruption. Action. Release counter virus. Omega Supreme is vulnerable now. Finish him!
So close that time. Oh dear.
Systems failing. Defeat. Unacceptable. Orders. Protect Iacon. Success imperative.
Will you shitheads go away? Haha. Victory for Megatron. Very simple
Megatron have
compared to
defeated
a
Omega
lot of the
Supreme.
previous levels.
All hail Megatron!
Systems corrupted. Power level 49%.
Ah, damn it.
Repairs initiating.
He's getting back up? What do we do now?
Cybertron, be advised, Omega's internal shielding is exposed, but he still functions.
Yes, we all know that.
There's a layer of armor plating protecting his
We all know that
Supposed to get through that armor
reference.
plating.
Stop whining and start shooting breakdown. Immediate surrender required. Access to core impossible. He's drawing energy from Cybertron's core. What amazing power. I must have it for myself.
I thought you said his power was drained. He's got even more now than he did to begin with.
It makes no difference. Not even Omega Supreme can stop me now.
Oh dear, I need help. Keep going. Oh, damn it. I'm guessing, yes. gotta be a better gun around.
All hail Megatron!
Systems corrupted. Power level 49%. Repairs initiated.
He's getting back up? What do we do now?
Megatron, be advised, Omega's internal shielding is exposed, but he still functions.
Good.
Watch out for those
That's that reference everyone knows.
Of armor plating protecting his chest.
How are we supposed to get through that armor plating?
Stop whining and start shooting breakdown. Immediate surrender required. Access to core impossible. He's drawing energy from Cybertron's core. Of amazing power. I must have it for myself.
I thought you said his power was drained. He's got even more now than he did to begin with.
It makes no difference. Not even Omega Supreme can stop me now.
Come on, almost there. Come on. Now I got it.
Situation critical.
Omega Supreme's original shield is down. Use the Dark Energon to corrupt him.
I know what to do, Soundwave. Be silent or face my wrath.
Can't do anything without threatening everyone around me.
Systems failing. Corruption total. Yes. The Autobot's most powerful weapon and the key to the core of Cybertron are mine. The universe shall hear my name and tremble.
That's not a bad thing.
Omega Supreme has fallen, corrupted by the influence of Dark Energon. Triumphant, Megatron forces the Guardian to open the Omega Gate and lead the Decepticons to the core of Cybertron itself.
At last, the core of Cybertron is mine. Are the corruptors in place?
Yes, Lord Megatron.
Then let it begin.
Corruptors. They just have a device that just does that.
A glorious new age is upon us, my brethren. With Dark Energon infused into the core, Cybertron is mine to command!
Well, I guess I win. That's the end of it. The end, Megatron victorious. Huh. Slipstream is unlocked, even though I can't do the multiplayer stuff because the servers have been offline for yonks. So yeah, that was the entirety of the Decepticon campaign. Very simple. Megatron gets a Dark Energon, tries to use it. I mean, finds Dark Energon, finds a way to produce more of Dark Energon, captures Iacon to get access to the Omega Key, fights Omega Supreme, defeats Omega Supreme, and infects the core with Dark Energon in order to basically control the planet. So that is where it is. As a plot, it's kind of nothing. It's just a bunch of cartoony, like, big battle-y bits that don't really have any kind of character to them. And that's fine, other than just Megatron shouting about how he's the greatest and everyone be threatening everyone around him. That's just, like, there's no themes or, like, any kind of story there other than and then. It's very basic story, video gaming story, which is perfectly fine for this kind of story. But that's one of the reasons why it's weird that this is supposed to be sort of the launch of a whole universe. I believe the studio is called High Moon, and they didn't intend it to be sort of the launch of a new universe. When they were producing it, they envisioned it as a sort of prequel to the cartoon, even though, like, canonically, a lot of the details do not line up with the cartoon, even outside of just the aesthetic. But, like, it was supposed to be sort of cartoon prequel, at least, like, in terms of vibe-wise. They didn't envision it as the launch of a new universe. That was Hasbro's decision. And I guess that's why we got the novel, to try and flesh out the in-betweeny parts to make it more of a story. But from my understanding, the novel's kind of a mess, but that will be like the next thing we do anyway after this game. So I'm going to play another level. We're going to start the Autobot campaign and see how that fares with trying to undo all the damage that's been done. So, defend Iacon. The Autobots' capital city, Iacon, lies in ruins. Their leader, Zeta Prime, has been defeated. Led by an Autobot named Optimus, they must repel the Decepticons until a plan can be made. That's the thing. Just like how Sentinel Prime is called Zeta Prime in this, Optimus's pre-Prime name is just Optimus, which I think the novel will also struggle a bit with. Like, he was Orion Pax in the original cartoon, but that was before they even knew what the Prime thing was. They just knew that he had a younger form, so he was rebuilt into Optimus originally in the cartoon, and then later they retconned in that it was actually the Matrix being passed to him, but we just didn't see it off screen. But yeah, he was originally called Orion Pax in that because OP, Optimus Prime, and Prime, the concept of Prime hadn't been invented when that episode was a thing, I guess. Though, production time on movie, you'd think they would have heard ahead of time. I don't know. With the Marvel comics, I think they did originally run with the idea that he was just called Optimus originally, but I don't know for sure. I know Dreamwave would go on to try and call him Optronics or something. And there are a couple of different versions. My personal story that I'm currently working on, which current working title New Divide, he was Orion beforehand, but not Orion Pax, just Orion. But that's my personal take. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see their portrayal of a young Optimus who's not yet a Prime, and to see if it has any difference to how he would later be portrayed as a Prime. But yeah, let's start. I am rambling. So yeah, we got Optimus, not Prime, but just Optimus. He's got the Ion Blaster, the classic area, which is just a big gun, I guess. So he got buffs, an area buff for everyone. We got Bumblebee. I like the battle pistol. Pushback. This is going to be controversial, probably. I think I'm going to go with... I always do the battle pistol. I can pick up a secondary weapon, so I am going to play as Optimus and just see how that goes.
Iacon, the capital city of the Autobots, is crumbling under the onslaught of Megatron and his Decepticons. Rumors have spread of the defeat of Omega Supreme and Autobot leader Zeta Prime. If the Autobots have any hope to band together and repel the enemy, a new hero must emerge.
And that new hero is not here, apparently. I always find it weird. There are a lot of stories about how Bumblebee is destined for eventual greatness, and even ones where he does eventually lead the Autobots. Like, as he grows and matures and becomes sort of a leader figure. But there is no alternate universe out there I've seen where he becomes a Prime. Even though, like...
You're a skilled fighter, but you shouldn't be out here alone.
Even though Hot Rod was sort of
An Iacon.
the Bumblebee of his movie, and he was the first new Prime ever, so...
I volunteered. Name's Bumblebee.
Ratchet, this Autobot needs repairs. Be still. I'll get you fixed up.
What? No, there's no time! I need to find the Autobot called Optimus. I have important information for him.
I am Optimus.
You're... Sir...
They just got him to record the usual line and then just cut the Prime off the end.
is dead.
Megatron. What of the High Council?
They've gone into hiding. Cut all communication with the outside. Optimus, with Zeta Prime gone, our forces are directionless. Ineffective.
The Council will emerge when it's safer. In the meantime, Ratchet, Bumblebee, you're with me.
The Council. So this is the thing I don't like about, like, all these start of the war things, is that they portray Cybertron as corrupt and basically that the war was inevitable because the status quo is shitty. And then the Autobots emerge as defenders of the shitty status
He's
quo.
determined, I'll give him that. He means to see Iacon destroyed. Not destroyed, Ratchet. Simply taken. He knows we are at our weakest with Zeta Prime gone.
Megatron can take this city over my twisted, lifeless shell.
We prefer no further loss of life, Bumblebee. Focus on the task at hand, Autobots.
Harley, what are you doing? I'm sorry, the cat has jumped up on the desk. What, is there a bug? No, get off the keyboard. Get off the keyboard. I apologize, everyone. My cat's being a bit of a bee. Okay. But yeah, so there's a couple of things. I believe that's Johnny Young Bosch as Bumblebee, and yeah, it's weird to hear him talk because this was right in the middle of / the beginning of the middle of like trying to make the whole Bumblebee doesn't talk an evergreen every universe. Sorry, I'll talk and then I'll get back to the game. Every universe thing, like Cyberverse would go back to having him mute. He would be mute in Prime, which was the sequel to this in universe, sort of. Of course, the Bumblebee movie and all that. And yeah, for a while, it felt like Bumblebee being mute was the new thing. My controversial opinion was Bumblebee being mute was just part of the first movie's weird take on we want the Transformers brand name, but we want as few Transformers actually interacting with things as possible, because we're more concerned with A, human military drama, and B, horny high schoolers. And like, I'm okay with having humans in Transformers. I think that fits perfectly, but like, it has to be about them being brought into sort of the Transformers world and experiencing it. We're seeing it through their eyes kind of thing and how it affects our world. But our regular human dramas tend to not be as interesting when they overtake. And the weird thing about the movie was that it was so concerned with human dramas, the human secret societies, human military stuff, human politics, human, like, whatever was going on with like the code breakers, whatever was going on with that like team of soldiers going through the desert and stuff like that, it didn't really factor into any of the end of stuff. And like they could have not done Sector 7. There's so much of it that just felt like padding time with human stuff that doesn't really add to anything. And as a side effect, a bunch of the Transformers get like one line to say this is their thing, and that's it. Like Jazz gets like 2 lines in the whole movie, and one of them is is what he's shouting when he's ripped in half. And like Bumblebee not being able to talk felt like a decision of, okay, we're just not focusing on the Transformers at all, so let's have the guy who's there all the time not even talk. And as a weird thing, it felt like, especially when you factor in the sequels, his personality would change depending on the scene. Like, sometimes he's a scared puppy dog, sometimes he's a happy-go-lucky kid, sometimes he's a and he's a real like wannabe badass. Sometimes he is a very stoic, skilled warrior, scarily competent. But because he doesn't talk, they don't care about keeping it consistent because they don't see the difference because he's not saying anything different. But they portray him differently scene by scene by scene. And like that I feel is a flaw in how he's presented in those movies. Like, I think he doesn't have to talk to have a consistent characterization. They just didn't bother with in the main movie series initially. Like, by the time of Bumblebee, the Bumblebee movie gave him a consistent characterization, and I think that worked well. I don't remember much of him in Rise of the Beast, but I think he was fine in that. But yeah, generally, I'm just like, I feel like the reason they made him mute was a thing that was in favor of a direction for the movies that I did not like. So when they started making that sort of part of the evergreen, every Bumblebee can't talk, I was like, oh, that's dumb. You know? Why? And we'll get to that in, like, follow-ups to this game. But I know he does talk in this. And yeah, we meet Optimus, and he's fairly much just Optimus already. It doesn't seem like he has to grow into the role at all. And it sounds like Ratchet's British, which I guess fine. I don't know anything else about his personality other than is a doctor. So yeah, so let's go in.
On this frequency. This is Jetfire. Come in.
Jetfire, this is Optimus. Glad you're still airborne.
What's with an Autobot symbol?
We're taking heavy damage up here. Put me through to Zeta Prime. We need him to
Oh, I can
activate the
target
planetary guns.
something?
Zeta Prime is dead.
Oh, that.
He's dead. What are we going to do?
I have assumed
Ah,
temporary command.
Iron Blaster. I thought it would be like a cannon thing, but okay.
And don't worry, we'll get those guns online. Temporary command? Not now, Ratchet. Jetfire needs those guns online.
Ratchet's like, oh, you mean that thing that always happens in the universe? You finally have that, do you?
Scrap 'em all, Optimus!
Okay, so they're counting. He's doing repairs. So like they got a bit of a base going. That's cool. I remember seeing people, I think Thew mentioned that his alternate mode is like just a fist on wheels, and I like that. Oh dear. Ah, this is a power, like, Megatron wouldn't even have. That's cool. You'd think that would be, like, a Ratchet-specific thing, but whatever. And I like how his, I think his melee is the axe. I think it could fold in and out faster, but I like the idea of it. And they do an introduction because this might be your first actual level. So that's interesting. Yeah, the story is weird if this would be your first level you played. Them talking about guys you've never heard of. Oh, who's Zeta Prime? And then, yeah.
Keep going for Zeta Prime.
Omega Supreme is already defeated. It's a weird place to start if this is where you chose to. So, yeah. But it works. I feel like, despite being a big gun with very high output, it doesn't feel very powerful. It feels kind of peppery.
The controls for the planetary guns. Activate them now.
No ammo.
Take that, Decepticons!
This is far from over, Bumblebee. The skies might be clear, but our ground forces are in disarray.
Optimus, if we can get the communication grid back online, we'll be able to coordinate our defenses.
The communication grid is in the Decagon. If we get there in time, we've got a chance.
Look out!
Yep, they had to open the way.
Every second counts. Let's move.
The Decagon.
Not bad for a temporary command, Optimus. You're better at this than you give yourself credit for.
The High Council of Elders will choose the next prime. I'm merely a stand-in until that choice is made.
Like, they do hammer that point in a little. It's like, oh, what if you could be Commander Optimus? And it's like, okay. It's weird that they kind of know. It's very Spock in the Star Trek reboot of, like, well, we're just kind of acknowledging the direction the franchise is inevitably going to go instead of having the characters just kind of get there. Oh, this was a bad decision, but I'm already here.
Let's do this.
Hey, Primus, you're here!
And they introduced the Heavy. Get out of the way, Ratchet. You're blocking the way.
The automated repair systems are still functioning, at least. That's a good sign.
Yep. Give me a repair.
To the lift.
Oh, fine. This is very much on the city streets in this version. Icon has a lot of environments. I thought it would be fairly one-off, but we keep coming back here. Like, look at these street decoration. That's so cool.
Quickly.
That's odd. Optimus, I'm picking up a concentration of electrotetronic anomalies close by.
Again? It's like every other week with you. Seriously, what the fuck does that even mean?
Is that thing, Ratchet?
I'm reading a massive surge of...
Electrotectonic anomalies?
Neutralize their energon core!
There was nothing we could do, Bumblebee.
But Bumblebee's a bit distracted, so... Guys, I need to talk to you about, like, weapon safety. One of the things is, don't run in front of the guy shooting.
Optimus, this is Jetfire. Do you copy? You got a squadron of Decepticon Seekers headed your way. We couldn't stop them all.
Roger that.
You failed me for the last time. You failed me for the last time, Jetfire. Yeah, it doesn't fit. Is there a secret back here? Oh. Men. Good job. Good try. Yeah, you're trying. That's all anyone can ask. Maybe try better next time? Are we, like... Who are we shooting at? Oh. Who are we shooting at?
Optimus, inbound Decepticon seekers. Think you can take them out with the gun emplacements?
Understood, Jetfire. Autobots, man the turrets.
Interfacing now. Take that, you Decepticon! That's showing them. Scratch one Decepticon.
Look out! That's a Decepticon warship. Focus fire on that ship, Autobots.
Take that.
Nice shooting, Optimus. Air Raid and I have control of the skies now.
Thanks, Jetfire. We need to get to the Decagon fast. Are the Iacon speedways still drivable?
From the sky, they look barely usable, but you can try. Good luck, Optimus. With Zeta Prime gone, we're all looking to you now.
I'll do my best. Autobots, roll out!
He said the thing. But yeah, it's a lot of like, hey, we think you're in charge now. It's like, dudes, we just met the guy. Maybe we could have spent a few levels like learning about him and showing why everyone's like really gung-ho about him being a leader first, but it's not that kind of game. It's just a big bunch of nonsense action. It's like, oh cool. The guy who like would be a big pain in other levels is just the guy, is just one of our guys here, so it's cool to just see him around. Oh, whoops. No? Is there a reverse on there? I really like this, that they like have the different paths that can build depending on which way you go.
Autobot signatures detected in Eastern Access Highway.
No, was that Soundwave? Optimus, that was Soundwave!
He's the only guy who sounds like that for some reason. We're not exactly sure why.
Activate thermal detonation probes. Target Iacon Highway.
Oh, like that thing was under construction every single day. And then they finally built it.
Bumblebee,
And now it's all blown up.
to exercise caution.
Yeah, that's his character. He doesn't do cautious.
Heads up, Autobots. Snipers.
We'll flush him out, Optimus!
Down another one.
Oh dear.
We've got to get back to the speedway.
No! After all that. Nope, now I gotta avenge what's his name.
Do this.
My entire rest of my life will be based on the fact that that guy died.
Punch her head!
No, him too. But he was scripted, so he died even before there was actually... I mean, even after I killed the guy who was there.
There's the exit!
Oh, the jumps in this always feel like they're just too long, and it's really hard to get it to work, but whatever. Oh, there you are.
Right between the objects.
That's a funny thing. For, like, to have Optimus is like, I am a good and respectful leader. It's like, yeah, kill that guy. Woo. I killed him so good. Excuse me.
Rejoice, citizens of Iacon. Your new ruler, Megatron, has arrived. No longer will you be plagued by the burdens of freedom and choice. Henceforth, my will is the only guidance you shall require. Embrace the Decepticon way and reap its rewards.
I love how on the nose they have to be. It's like, don't worry, you don't have to worry about freedom anymore. It's like, yeah, we knew he was the bad guy. Thanks. Okay, so this is actually an interesting take, because, like, we come in here and it was originally Autobot symbols, and now they've been taken over by Decepticon symbols. But it was basically kind of the same place we started the level in the outpost, and now we see a destroyed outpost. So we sort of see how, like, it's a good environmental thing. I like that. That's cool. Of, like, here's the same kind of place, but now you see it destroyed. You have more of a sense of its destruction because you saw a good one. Decepticons with prisoners. Oh, he's making the energon cubes, like in the cartoon.
Autobots detected. Destroy them.
That's a callback I like.
Decepticon!
Oh. Yeah, the Ion Blaster's really not that impressive as far as, like, weapons go. Oh, God, just keep making more. Nope.
You may rejoice, citizens of Iacon. Your new ruler, Megatron, has arrived. No longer...
Man, it can't even blow up a explosive barrel very well. I think it sucks.
Gunshot wounds definitely make a statement.
Will you guys stop running right into the way of fire? I can't see who I'm hitting. I mean, it's impossible to see who I'm hitting anyway. But that's the different problem.
That was unintentional.
Optimus, this is Ironhide. There's a huge faction of Decepticons massing outside
My
the
beloved.
Decepticons' main gate.
Take out as many as you can. I need a pathway cleared.
Understood. And Optimus, glad to see you finally stepped up.
Just doing what needs to be done, Ironhide.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I have a fan headcanon about Ironhide.
Megatron has somehow
Probably won't go into here.
weaponized Dark Energon.
Dark Energon?
Dark Energon is the source
Dark Energon. Dark Energon. Dark
of
Energon.
the stories, but to see it for real. Dark Energon? I thought that was the stuff of legend.
Oh, don't tell me I'm not going to get to use the big gun. Hate it when they do that. Okay. Oh dear. Ow, ow, ow. Ow.
A Decepticon war machine. I've seen these in the archives. They're used to dispense dark energon.
Doesn't look anything like an Iron Man armor.
Shoot its legs out.
You've had Decepticon machinery in the archives? How old are the Decepticons? It's like, the passage of time is always unclear with Transformers, I guess, but usually there's at least some sense of, this is for us a recent thing, and for us an ancient thing. They at least are able to differentiate that.
Aim for the chest. Aim for the chest.
Oh dear. I need a better gun.
Shoot its legs out. Aim for the chest. Aim for the chest.
Aha! That was a fun little boss section. Mini boss section, I guess. Oh, that was weird.
Oh yeah! We got it down now! Bring on the rest of them!
That's the spirit bumblebee.
What is it?
Autobots to the Decagon.
That Decagon. I still don't know what that is. Ow. Maybe I'd appreciate like an in-universe glossary, like encyclopedia function like some games have, to explain what everything is. What's the hexadecagon? I am very bad at driving. I don't know if that's been clear. Oh dear. Thank you. Like, this is the first time I played this game where I think that any of the guys with healing ability have actually used it on me. So that's nice. I've never noticed it before. Ooh. Come on. We're in Sector Alpha.
Weapon systems recharging.
Gotta get to the Decagon. No time for you guys.
One less Decepticon to worry about. I need to recharge. Nice work.
There I... Yeah. I know what I was trying to say there.
Oh, great! The speedway is out!
Ironhide, what's your status?
Still working on clearing that path for you, Optimus. These Decepticons are really stubborn. Be advised, I've got some defenders near your position, engaging some Decepticon war machines.
Give me flak grenades.
Need this. Recharging heat tanks.
Yeah, we broke through. Can we please go now?
It's open! Let's go!
Oh dear.
Locked and loaded.
Heads up! We've got another Decepticon war machine dead ahead!
Autobots, take it down.
This is probably a bad idea in the middle of everything, but whatever. He was just throwing me in the air.
Thanks, Optimus. We appreciate the help.
I didn't help. I simply was there while the glorious Autobot soldiers did everything on their own. I am incredibly humble, far more than anyone could possibly imagine. God. This is a long level. I keep expecting to get to the end. Is this the Decagon? Thank you. Is this a loading screen? Is that why it's like blocked off like that?
The Decepticons are really giving it all they've got here, aren't they?
That they are. All Autobot communications funnel through the Decagon hub. It's the lifeline to the entire city. All the more reason
Okay, yeah.
to reach it quickly.
It's a hub of communication. Okay, thank you. Oh, more street signs. I wonder if anyone's gone through and like translated the environmental text in this game. It'd be interesting. Although, probably just turns into like blah blah blah. Lorem ipsum dolorcit.
We're going to have to ride the turbines to reach the other side.
Sounds like fun.
I don't think this is what a turbine is. I don't think anything that happens to go in a circle is a turbine. This is just a platform.
Megatron have destroyed your unworthy leader, Zeta Prime. Now, you have the privilege of experiencing my rule. I shall not be denied. Citizens of Iacon, I, Megatron, have destroyed your unworthy leader, Zeta Prime. Now, you have the privilege of experiencing my rule.
Eh.
I shall not be denied.
And up. Gotcha. I hope I get that guy before he dies. Damn it. Missiles from where?
Ready to move. Very good.
Back on the road. On the road again.
Autobots, lock and load. Taking back the Decagon won't be easy.
What's it doing? It's like doing something. A lot of signs here.
Optimus, your path is clear. I'll move on and flank the Decepticons in the northern sector.
You have my thanks, old friend. Good hunting.
Yeah, Ironhide. It's weird that it pop up that full screen only for it to just be a very simple line that just builds. Like a loading line, and that's it. And it's the same every time.
Right behind you, Doc.
Reinforcements inbound. Take cover.
So many guys.
That's what you get for picking the wrong side.
You're a lot less southern than I remember. Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna stand here like this all day.
Oh, there we are. I was stuck for a second.
Optimus, the communication grid is located at the top of the Decagon. We need to find a lift up.
You've got the schematics, Ratchet. Lead the way.
Autobots on my radar.
Less Decepticon to worry about.
Thank you, Ratchet.
More ammo. Perfect.
The elevator's wrecked. We'll need to find another way up.
Nope, not there.
Careful, there's trouble ahead.
There's always trouble.
This place is unbelievable.
There. That's the main terminal for the communication grid. We can reactivate it by aligning the data streams.
Oh, I see.
Theory, anyway.
Activate. Success.
Good job. The grid is back online. Let's get to the broadcast
broadcast room up top so we can reconnect Iacon's defenses.
The elevator's busted. How do we get up there?
We could ride the Energon shell capacitors instead. Might take a little longer, but it should work. Let's do it. Then we can strike back at the Decepticons in full force.
Oh, okay. Come on, guys. Ow. Tingles. Yeah, this is all very sci-fi nonsense. It doesn't mean anything, but it looks very different from the stuff from before. More glass and blue. It's interesting, even if it's not like entirely like anything really. What are you guys? Oh dear, oh dear, dear. There's nowhere to hide. Not here.
Out of energy.
God, they don't.
Just down. Another one. Right on target.
Here we are.
The service lift is over there. Move.
Oh, we got support now.
One less Decepticon to worry about. Out of my way.
I am Optimus Prime, and I like killing guys. It's weirdly incongruent, because, like, on the one hand, I prefer a take that's like, fucking Nazis, just, like, we don't need to feel sorry for them kind of thing. But at the same time, this version of Optimus Prime is generally portrayed as, like, completely all-loving. Like, Megatron was my brother, and I care about him, and I wish he changed back to the side of good, as opposed to, like, fucking Decepticons kill them all. And then they give him dialogue where he's, like, celebrating the kills, and it's like, it's a weird incongruousness.
According to the schematics, the broadcast control room will be at the top of the lift.
Perfect. then we can get back to the fight outside, right?
That's affirmative, Bumblebee.
Optimus, be advised. Starscream is headed your way. We tried to stop them, but Silverbolt and I sustained heavy damage.
Get clear, Jetfire. You've done more than enough already.
Every time I hear Silverbolt, I instinctively think of the Beast Wars guy. I keep forgetting that he's also a G1 guy. That I have on pre-order. Like right now. I hope the Age of the Primes version is fun. Yeah.
Trying to restore your precious grid, Autobots? How pathetic.
You have committed crimes against Iacon, Starscream. It's time to pay for them.
Oh, I think not. Optimus isn't. Prepare to die.
Stay close.
It's like how everyone knows everyone else's name. But they have to go, Optimus, is it? As though, for whatever reason, they don't know my name, despite knowing everyone else's in the universe. It's like, I'm not some regular nobody grunt at this point. I'm already, like, seemingly some kind of commander. Even if I'm not, like, the leader of all the Autobots.
You're no match for the speed and power of Starscream.
God damn it. Oh, hey.
You'll see me again, Autobots. That's a promise.
Run, you yellow-plated coward!
Good work, Autobots.
You are the yellow-plated one, Bumblebee.
Defenses.
To anyone receiving this broadcast, this is Zeta Prime. I am being held captive in Megatron's Kaon prison complex.
Prime is alive. Ratchet, home in on that signal and boost it. On it.
I am downloading vital information that could help the Autobots win the war. Hurry, Autobots. I don't know how much longer I have.
Optimus, let's go! We have to save Zeta Prime!
That wasn't Zeta Prime, Optimus. It couldn't be. The message carried his unique data signature, Ratchet.
Perhaps, but we both saw the wreckage of what Megatron did to him. No one could survive that.
Even if there is the smallest possibility that Zeta is alive, we must act.
Optimus, it's a trap. Surely you see that.
A chance we'll have to take. Hang on, Zeta, my friend. I have a plan.
Okay. So that's the first Optimus level, and honestly, I think that was the funnest level in the game, even if it was pretty long. I'm gonna call it here, but thank you for joining me. I'll probably do this again, like, at the end of the week, on the weekend again, Saturday, for Saturday Australian time, Friday US time, but that depends on if anything happens, but yeah. See you then. Goodbye.